Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Are you after getting a shock already? Good evening, everybody. You're very welcome. Say hello back. Hello. Now, I know I don't have the same accent as you, hey, but I can do it from time to time, right? My name is Kevin, and I'm a friend of Ruth's, and she asked me to do this show, and she actually asked me to do it about 4 years ago, but a little thing called COVID got in the way. But thank God we're all back to normal again, so big scream and say goodbye to COVID. Hey, hey! Hey! Thanks so much, folks. I'll be talking to you throughout the night, but could you please give a big, big round of applause for our first act this evening. First of all, accompanied by the wonderful David Leddy. Give him a big round of applause. Mr. David Leddy. And could you welcome on stage, please, singing the first couple of numbers, Ruth Kelly Brady.
fantasia, io vedo il mondo giusto, lì tutti vivono in pace e in onestà. Lo sogno d'anime che sono sempre liberi, come le nuvole che volano pien d'umanità. In fondo l'anima. Nella fantasia io vedo il mondo chiaro, lì anche la notte è meno oscura. Io sogno d'anime che sono sempre liberi, come le nuvole che volano pien nella fantasia esiste un vento caldo che soffia sulla città, come amico. Io sogno d'anime che sono sempre liberi, come le nuvole che volano pien d'umanità. In fondo l'anima.
Let's hear it from Ruth and David. Ruth, you're after getting better. You are way better than ever. Incredible. Ruth, you're going to be hearing a lot more later on. What a brilliant, beautiful start to the show. So listen, the last of the local vocals are coming on stage, and these are only together, isn't that correct, since November? And I've heard them already, and for a choir that's only together since November, you're in for a real treat. Could you put your hands together, please, for local vocals? Local vocals, ladies and gentlemen. What about that? What about that? Well done. Are they taking new members? And they're open for new members. So, if you want to join. Now, as far as I know, there's no men in it yet. Because I was going to join. And by the way, can we just thank, she's going to be embarrassed now, Sarah there. She did my makeup before the show. I actually hadn't got any. I asked them all and they all legged it. But Sarah, she took one for the team. Thanks very much, Sarah. Give her a round of applause. Now, we've a real treat for you now. I'm so excited about this next act. Don't come out now till you get your moment in the sun, right? We'll wait till everybody comes off the stage first. We've a real treat for you now, singing a song from a fabulous musical. And sometimes when a musical is made into a film and becomes really famous, you forget how great the songs and the music is and how groundbreaking a musical it was at the time. And this song is probably the finest song, the most beautiful song of the whole show. And it's called Hopelessly Devoted to You from the musical Grease, which came out in, I think, about 1978. And so welcoming on stage now, who is definitely going to eclipse her mother in terms of fame. I'm absolutely certain of it. Watch this space. This young lady is 15 years of age and she is already a showstopper. Could you welcome on stage Sally Brady?
Guess mine is not the first heartbroken. My eyes are not the first. entered me, wanting far too much for far too long. Looking back, I could have played it differently. One a few more moments, who can tell? But it took time to understand the man. Now at least I know him well. Wasn't it good? Wasn't it fine? Isn't it madness? He won't be mine. But in the end, he needs a little bit more than me. Oh, security, fantasy, and freedom. I know him so well. No one in your life is with you constantly. No one is completely at your side. And though I move my world to be with him, still the gap between us is too wide. Looking back, I could have been different on the way. The man before I fell, I was so much younger. I was then so much younger then. I know my next word. Wasn't it good? Oh, so good. Wasn't he fine? Oh, so fine. Isn't it madness? He won't be mine. Didn't I know how it would go if I knew from the start? Why am I falling apart? Was fine. Isn't it madness? He won't be mine. But in the end, he needs a little bit more than me. More security, needs his fantasy and freedom. I know him so well. It took time to understand him. I know him so
Thank you very much. By the way, that was Andrea Porter, and you'll be hearing from Andrea later on. And I have to say, not a patch. I'm sorry, Barbara Dixon and Elaine. What was her second? Paige. Not a patch on that. That was just beautiful. These are great to know everything. Much more than me. He's laughing at me. Anyway, the Ardee Children's Choir are going to make their way onto the stage now, and they're going to be accompanied by David as well, who's doing a fabulous job. Give David a round of applause. And David is going to be accompanying the men's choir later on as well, aren't you? Conducting, oh, even better. Conducting is an even more difficult skill.
In the town where I was born, lived a man who sailed the sea, and he told us of his life in the land of submarines. So we sailed up to the sun till we found
Wow, the Ardee Children's Choir, led by Ruth and accompanied by David. Fantastic. And I saw some of you doing the actions as well. You were absolutely brilliant. I just think that was gorgeous. Well done. Well, that's the biggest cheer of the night so far. And it's well deserved. Well done, everybody. Well done. Well done. Now, that's not because I'm singing. That's not mine. I'm not singing. I was told I'm not allowed. Doesn't matter. Anyway, while we get the choir off stage, she's nice looking, that one there. Can I get your name later? Any chance? if I ask my wife, hold on. She is my wife. She's doing very well. She's bringing up a few microphones and she was helping out with the raffle. That's Tracy. Give her a little round of applause. She's also Alfie's godmother and he's sitting beside her there. So, and I made a mistake as well. I didn't realise that Maisie is singing later on as well. Maisie Brady. So wow, what a family affair. Fantastic, fantastic. And I think Will is down there somewhere, but he doesn't like the limelight. But I'll embarrass him later on, somehow. Right, now, we're welcoming our first male soloist onto the stage now to sing with Ruth. Could you give a big round of applause to Timmy Regan, ladies and gentlemen. And once again to sing for us a most beautiful song from the Phantom of the Opera, Ruth Kelly Brady. Thank you.
No more talk of darkness, forget these wide-eyed fears. I'm here, nothing can harm you. My words will warm and calm you. Let me be your freedom, let daylight dry your tears. I'm here with you, beside you, to guard you and to guide you.
Every waking moment, turn my head with talk of summertime. Say you need me with you now and always. Promise me that all you say is true. That's all I ask of you.
Let me be your shelter, let me be your light. You're safe, nothing will find you. Your fears are all behind you.
All I want is freedom, a world with no more night, and you always beside me, to hold me and to hide me.
And say you'll share with me one love, one lifetime. Let me lead you through your solitude. Say you need me with you here beside you. Anywhere you go, let me go too. Christine, that's all I ask of you.
Share with me one love, one lifetime. Say the word and I will follow you.
Then share
Stay with me each night, each morning. Say you love me.
Oh, I do. place in history and live with dignity, just to be the best I can, sensible for every man. If I win, lose or draw, there's a victory for all. It's the world in union, the world has won, and we climb to reach our destiny. A new age has It's the world in union, a new age has
Sorry for the delay. Oh, I'm sorry for the echo as well. Thanks, Ronan. The next song we're going to do is actually, it's a hymn, and the reason we're including it, I know this is not a church, or it hasn't been blessed since we came in earlier on. No, Jim, you didn't bless it, did you? But we're going to do a hymn called Sacrum Convivium, and the reason we did it, we're going to do this back in 2018. We sung this song in the Vatican, and we also were very lucky to sing it for Pope Francis on the Wednesday morning at the meeting, and we got to shake hands with him. And he actually goes over and he whispers in our ear, he whispered things in our ears, and I never told anyone what he actually said to me up till this moment. And I'm going to tell you now. He said to me, yeah, he said, Gustav Kelly is still doing the best beef in the County Louth. And if you can you get me a half a pound of sausages as well? But this is the Drogheda Male Voice Choir. This is a cappella. You don't have to listen to that piano player at all. This is Sacrum Convivium. You wouldn't believe it, the Pope told us to go home and practice that after that. We're going to change the mood now altogether. I believe there's plenty of cowboys out here in Ardee, is there? I'm looking at a good few. This is called Ghost Riders in the Sky. I'd like to thank our chairman, Kevin. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, it's not on the programme, but we've got a great... He should rightly be with the Rathkenny Rebels tonight, but he came to stay with us and sing with us. He's the best monologuist in Ardee tonight. He's 105 years of age. He was too young to go out to the Rathkenny Rebels. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the great Dick Murphy.
Do I need the mic?
Oh, yeah.
That's it down for.
Are you going?
Now what's it down? When you come to 43 for the second time, it's a bit... Excellent. How to do that. Now you can all hear me now, can't you? Yes. Well, Patsy Murphy was the oldest man in the parish. And when he died, he was nearly 98. And St. Peter was up there to meet him when he arrived at the big golden gate. "You're the very man I wanted," said St. Peter. "There are a few things I'd like to know. Everybody that comes up here is complaining about what's going on down below. Well, now, if you hadn't sent for me sooner, says Patsy, I can tell you I wouldn't have cared. For since the start of this new way of living, there's neither peace nor comfort down there. Everybody is rushing and tearing. They wouldn't bid you the time of the day. They'd run over you on the side of the road if you didn't get out of the way. When I think of the time of the old horse and cart, and I sitting on the side of the slat, and everyone you'd meet on the road, there was always time for a chat. If you went visiting a neighbour now, disappointed now, that's what you'd be. You'd know very well you wouldn't want it. No, they'd rather be watching TV. Shh is the first thing you'd hear the minute you'd enter the door. And they wouldn't as much as lift their heads if you fell in a faint on the floor. That television, it is the greatest curse that ever came into the place. They carry on at the people on that thing. I think it's an awful disgrace. You'd think to be sitting down for a nice little chat, but that's what they're going to have in their head. Because there wouldn't be 5 minutes sitting together and the next thing they were onto the bed. Now, wouldn't you think to be ashamed themselves to carry on like that on the screen? Couldn't they go and have their diversion somewhere they wouldn't be seen? And St. Peter, nobody wants to walk down there anymore. It's all run with wheels and switches and knobs. There's devices both inside and outside the house for doing all the different jobs. You should see the contraption for milking the cows. The old stool and the bucket is gone. I used to love to see the froth rising up on the bucket and hear Peggy Riley singing a song. You know, I can still see her sitting on that three-legged stool, as contented as any woman could be. She'd start off with the green glens of Antrim and finish with the rose of Tralee. But the cowhouse is now called a parlour, and it's filled with big glass bottles and jars, and overhead in every direction is a whole lot of silvery bars. And the cows stand 5 in a row each side of this open pit, and they get these yolks like galvanised bottles and shoving up in each tit. And St. Peter, there's a new way of putting the cows in chaff. A man by the name of AI. And the poor bull looks out through the bars of the gate with a begrudging look in his eye. Do you know, St. Peter, there's a whole lot more I'd love to tell you, but it'll just have to wait. I can see a few of my friends there, they're waiting for me inside the gate. Do you know, I never thought I'd be glad to be leaving the place that I was born and bred. But with the carry on and the people down there, St. Peter, sure, I'm delighted I'm dead.
He's not bad, is he? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dick Murphy. Thank you very much, Dick. I suppose we're in the heart of County Louth and the heart of GAA land as well. I suppose most of us are associated with the blues here on this stage and use of the Marys. But one thing we have in common is when it comes to singing the Louth song. And we're going to perform Red is the Rose.
Come over,
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to leave you with a Billy Joel song. Any Billy Joel's fans in there? Is that all? We won't do it, Billy Joel. We will. This features a young John Moonan. You can see everyone's very young in this choir. John Moonan has only started. He joined as a teenager last year. And look what we've done to him. The song is called The Longest Time, and he's been in choirs for the longest time. So here we go.
Dum dum dum. Whoa, for the longest time. Whoa, for the longest you said goodbye to me tonight. There would still be music left.
voice you're hearing in the hall. And the greatest miracle of all is how I need you and how you needed me to. That hasn't happened for the longest time. Maybe this won't last very long, but you feel so right, and I could be wrong. Maybe I've been hoping too hard, but I've gone this far, and it's more than I've hoped for. I don't care what consequence it brings. I have been a fool for lesser things. I want you so bad. I think you ought to know that I intend to hold you for the longest time. Whoa, 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 for the longest time.
The Drogheda male voice choir. Give them a huge round of applause. What quality. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. Well done. And you will be hearing from them in the second half of the show. Now, we are coming up to the interval, and we started a tiny bit late, so we might pare the interval back a tiny little bit. But before we go to the interval, we have one more item, and we have a very special guest speaker. And it's a great honour to introduce somebody to a stage that has introduced so many famous people to interview over the years. I don't feel qualified or in any way have any right to do this, but it is my job to welcome this gentleman to the stage, who's going to speak now on behalf of the Net Cancer Patient Support Network. This gentleman has been involved in broadcasting, journalism, current affairs, an RT correspondent for the North, for Europe, has interviewed some of the most famous people from Ireland and from the world over his career. I also realised that this gentleman went to the same college that my mother did when I did a little bit of research. But the biggest accolade, I suppose, or the most famous accolade, is that this gentleman was awarded European of the Year in 2021. So now to speak on behalf of our dedicated charity this evening, the Net Cancer Patient Support Network, could you please give a warm welcome and a huge round of applause to Mr. Tommie Gorman. Okay, thanks so much.
It's a very hard act to follow when you have an MC like that, Kevin. Gold standard. Well done. And thank you for all the work you're doing tonight. I walked in, I'd never been in this hall before, never really stopped in this town. I walked in and I met a girl called Cora Rice. And the last time I saw her was performing on the stage in Sligo Town Hall when she was a boarder from Dundalk in the Ursuline College in Sligo. And she's taught German. She lived in Ardee and she's taught in Dundalk. And there she was, somebody from, my teenage years. And of course, it just brought home to me how quickly time passes, how once you're young and then you're not that young anymore. But in the course of a life, you try to do something that makes the world a better place. Just little deeds here and there. And the vehicle we use to make that contribution is a thing called community. And I'm seeing that vehicle in glorious technicolor here tonight. All the generations, the very young, the enthusiasm of those young girls in the choir, moving up the generations, right through to the gentlemen of what the French call the troisième âge, the third age, the Drogheda choir. And all of them here, giving of their best, with all sorts of supports, music, sound, lights, volunteers everywhere. And all this thing pitched in on a Saturday night to give expression to that invaluable thing called community. And of course, something like this doesn't really work if you haven't got a person there in the very centre, driving things, cajoling, asking favours from friends. And in the day job, training young choirs, training adults, and giving people that special joy you get from performance. For a time in Ardee, I ran the school choir of the year competition. It was fantastic fun because sometimes the work in Belfast was draining because things were slow at times and they'd go around in circles and you'd be reporting on sadness. And we got energy back from going around encouraging choral activity in schools. And we went to the four corners of the island, and for 6 years running we had the grand final on the stage at the Titanic Centre in Belfast, and we screened it live on RTE. And that choral experience was so wonderful because no one voice could dominate. It depended on harmony and it depended on cooperation. And I'm seeing a huge expression of that sense of community and collective energy here tonight. And I suppose the person who's brought it all together is your very own Ruth. And I'd just like to say to her, you're a credit to this place, and I can sense how valued you are here. And thank you so much for your work. We have a different kind of a community. We're a group of patients with a rare form of cancer called neuroendocrine tumours. They're tumours that produce hormones. And I think about 1 in 100,000, 1 in 150,000 have it. I was diagnosed with it back in 1993. So that's 30 years. And I've been ducking and diving and managing to stay alive ever since. And when I started out, there was very little known about it in Ireland. Services we didn't really have any sort of a centre where you could go. So fortunately, I found a place in Sweden and I went abroad there and they managed to keep me alive. But we wanted to try to improve things for patients with the disease in Ireland. And we got to know each other as fellow patients, travelling abroad a lot of the time. But we started working with the different arms of the state, really. We started working with the HSE, we started working with doctors, we started working with politicians. And we had this idea that maybe we'd try and get a centre of excellence in Ireland. And we have that now at St. Vincent's Hospital in Dublin. And because it's a difficult disease to diagnose, you can be misdiagnosed, it's so important that you get the right information at the right time. So things have improved immeasurably for people with the condition. It's the disease that killed Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple. And even though he was one of the most clever and one of the wealthiest men in the world, sometimes when the disease comes knocking in an aggressive way, no money can save it, or no willpower can save it either. So we have our own community, and there's one last piece of treatment that's still not available in Ireland. You don't have the critical mass of patients to actually, up to now we haven't had that, to justify the level of expertise and the level of investment that it would require to place it here in Ireland. So for that reason, we have continued to send patients abroad to Uppsala in Sweden, and also to Rotterdam in the Netherlands, and to some centres in the UK too. And that form of treatment involves receiving the product of a radioactive isotope from a nuclear plant, usually in Holland, and getting infusions of that isotope into your body to tackle the cancer. And we're very, very hopeful that before this year ends, we'll be able to start treating people at St. Vincent's Hospital. We'll be able to start giving them that treatment called PRRT treatment or lutetium treatment. But until that happens, we're still sending people abroad to Uppsala. HSE are very, very helpful. The medics, the doctors have no difficulty referring people for the treatment when they think they need it. And I was so thrilled when I came in this evening to meet our latest patient, who's just come back from receiving her first infusion in Uppsala. And that's Ruth's mother, Roisin. She's here with us tonight. And welcome home, Roisin. It's lovely to have you back. So Gus went with her, and she was 3 days, 2 nights in hospital. And when you're receiving the actual infusion, you're radioactive, so you have to be isolated for 24 hours. And then as the radioactivity dwindles, you can move about the place. But they keep you in Sweden for 8 or 9 days because they're doing checks on your bloods, just seeing how the treatment is working. And it's quite tiring. And then they let you go back to your own country, and you get your bloods checked every 2 weeks, and provided the levels are okay, after maybe another 6 or 8 weeks, you go back to Sweden. You get a second treatment. And generally, the body can take up to 4 of those infusions. After that, it begins to damage the kidneys, so it has to stop. So that's your run at the treatment. I was actually the first Irish patient to get it in Sweden in 2008. And we've had, I'd say, hundreds of Irish patients who've gone there since. So Roisin is now our new ambassador. She'll go back for treatment number 2 in June, maybe another one in September, and the final one hopefully in November. And Gus will accompany her. And then every year in November, we bring our family together. Patients, their family members, or their friends. And we have the equivalent of what's like a big mehel, a bit like a community event like this tonight, where we have all the top doctors, we have the pharmaceutical companies, we have the HSE, and we have patients and their families and friends. And we have discussions about the way the treatments are going and what's happening and the symptoms to look out for, and the latest research on the disease. And it's a fantastic event because people who are frightened about having this illness, and a lot of the time you develop secondaries on your liver. And, you know, it's quite a worrying thing to be going around with liver secondaries. And generally what happens over that weekend is people are given to understand that they're not alone, that others have made that journey. and that the best expertise that you could hope for is available to you as a right. So people generally go away from that November weekend, you know, with a little bit pep in their step and a bit more confidence and a bit more energy to try to fight on a bit longer to stay alive. So we had our gathering last November, and that was our 10th anniversary as a patients' organisation. And we had a meal together, and we subsidised the stay of some of the patients and their families. And we had a secretary working with us at the time, all volunteers. The man was an estate agent down in Wexford called Adrian Haythorne-Twait. Fantastic fellow. And Adrian it was who came up with the idea that maybe we would make a small presentation to the doctors and the nurses and the HSC 2 or 3 people who've been absolutely crucial and kind to people over the years. So we got very simple pieces of glass and we just put on it, "Thank you" from the Net Patients. And Adrian was the person who came up with that idea. And it was just a lovely thing to do. Adrian went off at Christmas to see his son. He and his wife travelled over to Canada. And he wasn't feeling the best when he came back. And that surprised him because he had been in great form. So he went and he got some tests done. And Adrian died on us last month. And it was such a shock to us as a group. But that's what sometimes happens. We've seen that with lots of people from our Nets community over the years. And sure, you see it yourselves in your own lives. You don't get a warning about these things sometimes. That's the way of life. But I know that Adrian and his family would be so moved by an occasion like this, because he would say that's the germ that's been planted by people who are just trying to make that contribution, to have that sense of community, to leave the world a slightly better place than when you were born. And on his behalf, and on behalf of all the others who are no longer with us, as well as on behalf of the people in our organisation who are just trying to help those with the disease and their families who worry about them. On their behalf, I'd just like to say to every single one of you tonight, thank you for your goodness. Thank you for the stretch you made to come here tonight, to be among us. And we feel very, very honoured that we now have an ambassador in your community with her husband and her children. They're all putting their best foot forward. And Roisin, I hope the next 3 runs to Sweden go well for you. And you and Gus certainly have a daughter to be proud of. Thank you very much.
Tommie Gorman, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful words there by Tommie. I always remember Tommy Tiernan tried to crack Roy Keane and he couldn't, but Tommie Gorman did. When he said the words, he said, "A game that you love," when he spoke about the GAA, and the camera went to Roy Keane's face and you could see a chink. He broke him. Tommie, your words were beautiful. Your sincerity was beautiful. Thank you. It was a pleasure to listen to you. Tommie Gorman. Okay. I think a few people need to powder their noses and stretch their legs, but we're going to take a 5-minute interval. The second half is much shorter, and then we'll start with the raffle, and then we'll come back here, and you're in for a treat for the second half. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen.
saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and moonlight going through ya. She tied you to a kitchen chair, she broke your throat and she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah. 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 Maybe I've been here before, I've seen this room and I've walked this floor. I used to live alone before I knew ya. I've seen your friend and mother hush. Love is on a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 Maybe I've got a bone, but all I ever learned from love was how to shoot somebody who outgrew ya. It's not a cry that you hear at night, it's not somebody who's seen the light, it's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Thanks very much. That was the best rehearsed applause I've heard all night. This time, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time we've ever done this song. And if it goes well, actually, you're going to have to forgive the boys because there's a lot of words in this song, and for the first time on stage, I'm letting them use their books. They're all reading Ladybird books, ladies and gentlemen. Would you believe? Ladybird books. This is called The Rocky Road to Dublin.
In a merry month of June, from me home I started, left the girls of June, nearly broken heart, saluted father dear, kissed me darling mother, drank a pint of beer, me tears and grief to smothers, and out to reap the court, leave where I was born, I cooked a gut, I taught and banished ghosts and goblins, ran to pair of rogues, rattling o'er the bogs, frightening all the dogs, on the rocky road to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hunt a hare and turn her down the rocky road, and all the way to Dublin, whack for Lally-Ra. In Mullingar last night I rested, then so weary, started by daylight, this morning bright and airy, took a drop of the cure to keep my heart from sinking, that's an Irishman's cure, when Mary's on for drinking, to see the lassie smile, laughing all the while, on the curious style, would set your heart, they asked if I was hired, wages I required, I was almost tired on the rocky road to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road, and all the way to Dublin, whack for Lally-Ra. In Dublin next I ride, like whack for Lally-Ra, whack for Lally-Ra, and see the way, whack for Lally-Ra, whack for Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road, and all the way to Dublin, whack for lolly as the ship was sailing, grinding on the captain, as the ship was sailing, grinding on the road, the captain come from Paddy, Paddy, hum, the funny race, hum. When my body head, I wished yourself was dead, up and a far instead, on the rocky road, 2, 3, up the hill, down the rocky road, and all the way, whack for lolly rock. The boys have lived so when they shake me round, they call me self a fool, I swear no longer stand it, but began to find, the ride was girls in white, sailing down the blues, around the chases, I'm the lady, I declined to go away by for quiet, so I was a hopping when the lads are riding, trying to be afraid, quickly cleared the way for the rocky road to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hunt the hare down the rocky road, and all the way Dublin, whack for lolly rock, hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road, and all the way to Dublin, whack for lolly rock, whack for lolly rock, whack for lolly rock.
Thanks very much, ladies and gentlemen. First time in public. And the next time... do you think... Did they do it okay? This time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask Ruth to join us on stage. Just to show off our new frock. This is a song by Verdi. I don't know if any of you watch Andrea Porter on the telly. This is one of his pieces that he does, but it's a Verdi and it features a soprano. And Ruth tells me she's a soprano. So this is called La Vergine di Angeli. Ladies and gentlemen, Ruth Kelly. What a talent, what a talent. Thanks, Ruth. Speaking of talent, would you like to hear one more from Dick? Don't want to hear the chord, just want to hear Dick Murphy. Ladies and gentlemen, this song, do you remember the horse fair you used to have up at the back of the town here years ago? Do you all remember it? Well, Dick is going to tell you about the time they had it during the footing out, and there wasn't any horses. So I'll let Dick take it from here. Ronan, you want to take the mic off the stand and give it to Dick? He's been doing weightlifting at the break.
Thanks, David. I'm going to sit down. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back again. Are you all enjoying yourselves? Thank God I'll post here and post up to that. The Ballypogue Horse Fair was abandoned this year owing to the shortage of horses. However, as there was a large contingent of asses in the area, they decided to have an ass show instead. Now, it was an inspiring sight to see so many people of the surrounding area sitting on their asses. Some had well-kept asses, others had shaggy, hairy asses. Donald Lucy got caught in a rainstorm coming over the mountain and was busy drying his ass. Martin Murphy had a lovely ass, but he was all right. It was Julia Mays Fitzwilliam Smith that decided to show her ass. Oh, she had a big fat ass. It stood at the entrance to the arena and refused to come in. So a gang of strong men got behind Julia May's ass, but to no avail. So the whacker Duggan took a hatpin out of his wife's hat and stuck it in Julia May's ass. And didn't I tell you, that fairly moved things. The weather turned very bad, you know the way the weather is. And as a result, the judging had to be held in the local hall. Now, there was a bit of a problem there, as the door of the hall was very narrow, and some of the competitors had very large asses. Shamey Bristol got his ass stuck in the door. He couldn't get in, no matter how he do it. So they pushed him and shoved him, and he couldn't get the whole of his ass into the hall. So the committee had a meeting and decided to grease his ass and slide it in. The first prize was won by, what do you call him, Jim Reynolds. He had a lovely looking brown ass. He sprayed it with scent, and man dear, you could smell his ass 2 fields away. When Lady Cannon was presenting the prizes of a gold medal and rosette, he asked her ladyship what he would do with them. He says, put the medal on your neck, round your neck, and stick the rosette up on your ass. And then she kissed him on both cheeks. And in a burst of enthusiasm, kissed both cheeks of his ass as well. Then the crowd rushed forward to see his ass at close quarters, and they knocked poor Jeremiah off his ass, and he broke his elbow. But it's good to show you some people don't know their ass from their elbow.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dick Murphy keeps us all laughing. Thanks very much, Dick. You can go back up there and sing a song now for us. Just to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, not to remind you, we're having another concert. I know Drogheda is a bit away, but we're doing a concert on Friday week in St Mary's Church in aid of the Turkish Syria Earthquake Fund. So it's on at 7:30 on Friday the 14th of June, if anyone would like to come. Oh, April, 14th of April. Friday, yeah, sorry. I'll be there a month late. Nothing new. Okay, we're going to continue on with a little ragtime number called Alexander's ragtime band. You can clap along in places. When you see me doing this, you can clap. And I'm not talking, you can clap when the song is over as well. Here we go, Alexander's Ragtime Band. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to leave you and love you. And thanks very much for participating and listening to us. It's great to see you. It's great to see Roisin back home and looking so well. And we're going to, this next song is for all you guys. Special request from, and a special tribute from us to you. It's absolutely got nothing to do with football. It's actually from a musical. What musical is it from, lads? It's from Carousel. And it's called You'll Never Walk Alone. And we leave you with this. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
a golden sign and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be lost and lone. Walk on, with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on, with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk
Any gentlemen who'd like to join the choir, please do, because we're always looking for young men under the age of 95, preferably. Thanks very much. I'll leave it.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together one more time for the Drogheda Male Voice Choir. Sensational. Thank you so much. A pleasure to listen to you. Thank you very much. Now, just while everybody's getting off the stage, I'm going to tell you a little story. All right? And this is in school. I work in a school, and this is a little story where we teach people how to be quiet. Now, you don't need to be taught how to be quiet because you've been an exceptional audience, and but it's funny all the same. So a phone rings in a house in the suburbs, and a voice answers the phone and goes, "Hello." And the person ringing goes, "Who's this?" And the person answering the phone goes, "I'm not telling you." "Well, okay, is your mother there?" "Yeah." "Well, can I speak to her?" "No, she's busy." "Okay, well, is your father there?" "Yeah." "Can I speak to him?" "No, he's busy." "Is there anyone else in the house?" "Yeah, the Gardaí." Not the Ardee Gardaí now. The Gardaí. "Well, can I speak to one of them?" "No, they're busy." "Is there anyone else in the house?" "Yeah, the civil defence." "Well, could I speak to somebody from the civil defence?" "No, they're busy too." "Are you going to tell me there's anyone else in the house?" "Yeah, there is. The ambulance and the fire brigade and the army." "The ambulance, the fire brigade, the army, the Gardaí, the civil defence, your mum and your dad are in the house. Can any of them talk to me?" "No." "Well, would you mind me telling me what they're all doing in your house?" "They're looking for me." Right, we have a special treat, but before this next act comes on, I want to say something which I think we should all remember this evening. I want to be sincere and serious. I work in a secondary school in Tala, a big secondary school in Tala, and a couple of weeks ago I was at a student voice event in County Laois, and I met young people from Ardee Community School, and our students were there, and the students from Ardee Community School were there, and they were inspiring. Young people are great, and I know we hear bad press from time to time, and we're inclined to think that the future, you know, is in peril or in danger. But when I see the young people on this stage tonight, and when I see the wonderful singers, and when I see what's going on, the future is in safe hands. And with that in mind, I'd like to welcome on stage Maisie Brady.
Smiling at me.
Wow. Let's hear it for Ruth, Andrea, and David on piano. Thank you so much. The quality of music that we are witnessing tonight is second to none. And I didn't get to introduce Sally when she came on with Maisie there, so a round of applause as well for Sally and Maisie. Beautiful. The future is bright. Okay, so we're coming to the business end of the night now. We're about 80% done, but we have still one or two really lovely treats for you. So could you welcome on stage again, please, our local vocals. Isn't that right? Aren't they coming? Local vocals.
second. Will you just tell them a story there?
Oh God, no, Kevin, you're the one that's going to tell stories. But actually, while he's doing that, I'd like to thank every single one of you for coming here tonight. I hope you all had a great night and enjoyed the show that we've put on for you. It's just, I've been blown away by the generosity of everybody in the town and donations coming from left, right and centre. It's just amazing. People who couldn't come to the concert but were ringing to buy tickets anyway. And like, it would be the sold out show. Like, that's just, I couldn't believe it. And today I had to turn down so many people, phone calls, people looking for tickets, and we didn't have any tickets for them. We maybe could have done it in a bigger venue, but this venue is fantastic. It's such a lovely venue, lovely to sing in. So I just wanted to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart for coming along to support the charity tonight. A massive thank you to Tommie Gorman for coming along tonight and speaking so eloquently about Net's cancer and, you know, showing us that there's hope out there. And it's great to see Tommie doing so well, so long after he had the treatment that Mum has just had. Thank everybody who made this night possible, who was running around all week. My brother Gene especially, he was amazing this past couple of weeks, organising everything. He's the organised one. I'm not very organised at all. I'm a little bit scatty. I'm a real soprano, as they would call me, because everything's last minute with me, but he was like so organised. Himself and my husband have just been brilliant all week, so I want to thank them. I want to thank David for all his hard work and putting up with me saying, we'll sing this, we'll sing that, we'll do the other. And he's brilliant. David on the keys, he was fantastic. Thank you, David. To Ronan on sound. Any concert I've ever put on here before, we've actually done it without sound. Never again. This was brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ronan. Fantastic. To everyone who donated spot prizes, I'm not going to list everybody because I'll forget somebody. And I don't know, to the Ardee concert band who gave us the use of this room, this hall tonight. It's a fantastic venue, it's not used half enough in the town. And to Kevin, who kept the show on the road all night. It's great. Maybe I shouldn't thank him yet, God knows what's coming. We'll see, I'll thank him when we're finished this, see how it goes. Okay, you ready?
All set?
Yeah.
So we've actually never sang together before, so this is a real privilege for me to sing with someone who can sing.
And this is completely out of my comfort zone. This is so not opera.
But it was her idea. I had to go learn it in a hurry, and we've never actually sang together or sang this before. No. So we'll see how it goes.
God knows what will happen.
But the sentiment is lovely. The sentiment is it's about somebody looking out for someone else. Tell me something, girl. Are you happy in this modern world? Or do you need more? Is there something else you're searching for? I'm falling. And in the good times I find myself longing for change. And in the bad times I feel myself.
Tell me something, boy. Aren't you tired trying to fill that void? Or do you need more? Ain't it hard keeping it so hardcore? I'm falling. And in the good times I find myself longing for change. And in the bad times I fear myself. I'm of the deep end, watch as I dive in. I'll never meet the ground. Crash through the surface where they can hurt us. We're far from the shallow now. In the shallow. In the shallow, in the shallow, we're far from the shallow now. Oh, 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 oh. I'm of the deep end, watch as I dive in. I'll never meet the ground. Crash through the surface where they can hurt us. We're far from the shallow.
Right, take out the phones, come on. In the shallow, in the shallow, in the shallow, we're far from the shallow now. In the shallow, in the shallow, in the shallow, we're far from the shallow now. I have to put the hat back in the box, it's not mine. Right, there's two more songs, and I actually don't know what's happening, but anyway, I really don't. But David has to get. You wouldn't mind him playing without the tux on. It'd be all right with the jumper. Look at it. It's to be honest with you, it's a bit rough and ready, but sure, we'll give him the benefit. Right, terrible. I knew that he'd revert back to loud before the night was out. Right, we have two more songs. We have a beautiful rendition of "Time to Say Goodbye," and then there's one more special song where you're all going to sing along. So I'll go and get my microphone, and we'll do our last orders then before the last song. So one more time. Time to Say Goodbye with Ruth, and our local vocals doing a bit at this? No, but they'll be singing in a minute. We'll thank them then. Okay.
Quando sono solo sogno all'orizzonte, mancano le parole. Sì, lo so che non c'è luce in una stanza quando manca il sole. Se non ci sei tu con me, sulla finestra mostro tutto il mio cuore che hai acceso, chiudi dentro me la luce che hai incontrato per strada. Time to say goodbye. I
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the show. And what a night it's been. Please put your hands together for every single person involved this evening, all the performers. Tonight was a celebration of everything that is brilliant about human beings. Everything is brilliant about a community, as Tommie said. What a community this is, what a privilege it is to be here this evening to witness this lovely special night of outreach and care and people being together for one another. I would like to suggest one thing, and I think you'd all agree, somebody said it to me backstage there in between. Why don't local vocals, the Ardee Children's Choir, and the Drogheda Male Voice Choir plan to get together and do a big number at some stage, all the three of you. You should totally do it. What a brilliant set of people and what amazing music. I also met a man in the toilets and he said to me, this should be more than just once a year. It was absolutely incredible. What a privilege. Now, there remains one final person to be thanked this evening, and that is the person whose idea it was to put this together, and the person who puts it together all the time, and that is Ruth. Could you show your appreciation for Ruth? Now don't go anywhere. There is one final song, but before we sing it, we wish you all a very happy time until we see you again. Safe home, and God bless. Local vocals.
You can dance, you can try,
Good night. God bless. Safe home. Thanks, everybody. Thank you.